All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Big Blue Tea.
Oh, man, the energy today is absolutely electric because the moment we've all been waiting for, it's here.
It is.
Your New York Giants' initial 53-man roster has dropped. And let me tell you, as a lifelong Big Blue faithful, just digging into these selections, it's fascinating.
It really is. Yeah, we spent a lot of time sifting through our Giants roster tea leaf source, looking at every choice on this initial list. And it's more than just names, right? It's kind of like a strategic blueprint. Gives you a real glimpse into the team's vision for the season.
That's exactly it. That's what we're here for today. Our mission, folks, is to decode those tea leaves, unpack the key decisions, the surprising guys who made it, the strategy behind it all.
Yeah.
We want to give you that shortcut, to really understanding what our Giants are building. Get ready for those aha moments because the excitement, I can feel it. It's palpable.
So, okay, let's start big picture.
Yeah.
The initial breakdown is 26 players on offense, 24 on defense, and 3 specialists. But, and this is really key, this initial 53 is, well, it's definitely not final. Not even close.
Right. Just the starting point.
Exactly. Over the next, say, 72 hours, we're going to see movement, waivers, practice squad signings. It's going to shift.
That's such an important point to make. And speaking of shifts and flexibility, that new IR-DTR rule, wow, already seeing it play out.
Yeah, with Josh Azudu. Perfect example.
Him hitting IR-DTR means he can be back in just 4 weeks. I mean, how valuable is that kind of flexibility for the front office?
Oh, it's massive. It gives them breathing room, lets them keep talented guys around while maybe addressing an immediate need elsewhere. And looking bigger picture, this roster is clearly built on versatility and value. The message seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
If you can block, run, catch, or maybe most importantly, cover kicks.
Yeah, special teams.
You get a shot. They're trying to maximize every single spot with guys who can wear multiple hats.
All right, let's get into the trenches. That's where it all starts, right? The offensive line, always a focus for us. And it feels like there's some really interesting pieces, a clear direction. So the projected week 1 starters they look pretty solid on paper. Andrew Thomas, obviously the cornerstone at left tackle.
Absolutely, rock solid.
Greg Van Roten at left guard. John Michael Schmitz, the brain at center. John Runyon Jr. at right guard. And Jermaine Elumunor bringing that veteran nastiness at right tackle. How's that 5 feel to you?
It feels deliberately constructed. Thomas's elite stability. Schmitz, you mentioned the brains, the leadership, that's critical. Elumunor add that physical edge they kind of needed.
Yeah.
But just as important maybe is the depth behind them. Evan Neal moving inside to guard. That's significant. We got to watch that.
Huge move. And Marcus Embo making the 53. That's genuinely impressive for a rookie. Shows how fast he's come along.
It really does. That's a big statement by the team. Okay. And then you got James Hudson, Chatman rounding out the depth there.
Okay, Chatman. His presence as a true center backup, that stands out. Why is that specific backup role so important instead of just, sliding a guard over if Schmitz goes down?
Well, it's all about minimizing disruption. If your starting center gets hurt, having a guy like Chatman means you just plug him in. One move.
Okay.
If you have to move a guard to center, then bring in another backup at guard. Now you've potentially weakened 2 spots. It causes instability. So a dedicated backup center, it just provides that immediate stability, keeps things calmer up front.
Stability. Love it. Okay, let's shift gears. A new era under center, the quarterback room. And folks, this is where it gets really exciting. We are talking Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Jaxson Dart. That's the 3-headed monster, and I'm absolutely loving the strategy here.
Yeah, the way this room is built, it screams winning now and developing for the future. You've got Wilson, the established starter, championship experience, the deal.
We're a leader.
Then Jameis Winston, he's that veteran wild card, different style, proven he can step in and run an offense effectively if needed.
Exactly. And then there's Jaxson Dart. He represents the future, right? Our franchise guy in the making. The source called it a good T sampler, and that feels spot on.
It does.
Each guy brings something unique, different skills, different experiences. How can you not be hyped about that kind of talent mix in the most important room?
It's a really smart, well-rounded approach. Balances today with tomorrow. Okay, moving to the ground game. The running backs. It looked like a 3-back stack initially.
Yeah.
Devin Singletary, probably the every down guy to start. Tyrone Tracy Jr., he brings that flex, that returnability, dynamic player.
Yeah, exciting.
And the surprise, Cam Skidabo.
Skidabo. That's definitely a standout. Barely practiced in camp, but he makes the 53. That shows some serious trust from the coaching staff. What did they see?
It tells you they really believe in his raw talent, maybe his football IQ, how quickly he picked things up even without the reps. They clearly think he's ready or close to it. Now, they're at 3 backs now. Wow. Wouldn't be shocked at all if a 4th guy lands on the practice squad, just for insurance. Yeah. It's a physical position. Skativo's still getting up to speed.
Smart. Always good to have insurance there. Okay, this next one, this genuinely surprised me. The tight end room.
Yeah.
We're looking at 4 guys on the initial 53, Daniel Bellinger, Theo Johnson, Chris Manhertz, and Thomas Fidone II. 4 tight ends. That feels like a big commitment. What's the thinking?
4 is definitely noteworthy. And Fidone staying on the 53, that's the big clue. He's raw for sure, but the talent, the traits, as they say, they're obvious. The staff clearly values his long-term ceiling and didn't want to risk losing him on waivers. They protected him, even if it had been a tough cut somewhere else. It's an investment in potential.
That speaks volumes about how high they are on him. Okay, shifting to the pass catchers. Wide receivers, this group feels locked in, ready to catch fire.
Yeah.
We got Malik Nabers, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt, Gunnar Olszewski, and Beaux Collins.
And the really striking thing there is Beaux Collins, making it as an undrafted free agent. That's a massive vote of confidence.
Huge.
Must have really shown something with his length, his size, that red zone catch radius. He clearly grabbed his opportunity.
He absolutely did. And Gunnar Olszewski, his role seems crystal clear.
Yeah.
Dedicated return man. Feels like this year, the priority is just sure hands back there, less flash, more reliability.
Yeah, that consistency can win you field position battles. And consistency is definitely the word for the specialist too. Kicker, punter, long snapper.
Gano, Gillen, Kreider, same crew.
Yep, reliable trio. Locked in, all pre-season, no drama there, just a stable foundation.
Like you said, if it ain't broke, that reliability is huge. Okay, let's flip to the defense. Defense wins championships, right? The big blue wall. Start with the D-line.
Okay.
Dexter Lawrence, truly an immovable object. Roy Robertson-Harris, Raheem Nunez-Roches, Chauncey Golston, Darius Alexander, and DJ Davidson.
And the key insight there might be Davidson making it over Jordan Riley. That feels like a clear stop-the-run choice. They want someone stout in there when Dex needs a breather. Davidson gives them that power inside to maintain the run defense integrity.
Crucial depth. Okay, edge room. 3 main guys listed. Brian Burns, pure lightning. Kayvon Thibodeau, the Tiger. And Abdul Carter. Feels a little lean, maybe. What's the thinking there?
It does look lean on paper, but it probably points to a couple of things. 1, Golston's versatility. Expect him to flex out and take some edge snaps.
Okay. Internal depth.
Exactly. And 2, it likely means Trace Ford is ticketed for the practice squad, assuming he clears waivers. They're using those multi-positional guys to stretch the roster spots.
I love that adaptability. All right, inside linebackers, 5 guys. Okerick, McFadden, Muasso. And then Carter Coughlin, Micah McFadden. Oh, wait, Board and Flanagan Fouls. My bad. Okerick, McFadden, Muasso, Board, and Flanagan Fouls. With those last 2, Board and DFF. There's a very clear theme, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Undeniable. Special teams matter. A lot to this staff.
Big time.
Board and Flanagan Fouls, they're known as ST Demons. Their spots aren't just about linebacker depth. It's an intentional focus on guys who make plays on special teams. They can change field position, create momentum.
Smart roster building. Every guy has a defined role. Okay, the Island Boys. Cornerbacks, we got 7. Deontay Banks, Cordell Flott, Drew Phillips, Art Green, Nick Jones, Corey Black, and Darnay Holmes. It's a good number there.
It is. And what's interesting about the depth guys, Green, Jones, Black, they were core special teamers, key gunners, all preseason.
Again, that ST value.
Exactly. And Nick Jones, his inclusion is extra strategic because he's shown he can slide back to safety in a pinch. That adds another layer of flexibility to the secondary.
Great insight, creative roster construction. But the flip side, last line of defense, safeties. Only 3 on the initial roster. Javon Holland, Tyler Nubin, Dane Belton. That feels, thin for a whole season. What's your take?
You're spot on. That room is notably thin right now. It strongly suggests we're going to see a move there very soon. A waiver claim, maybe a practice squad call-up.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's an area that almost certainly gets addressed in the next few days. In the meantime, maybe Nick Jones, maybe even Flott, could give them some hybrid snaps if absolutely necessary.
So the roster's still brewing. What does this mean for that next wave? The waiver claims, the practice squad guys. Because like we said, this 53 is just the start.
Let's talk about that. It's definitely evolving. Claims are happening league-wide. But we do know about a couple of fan favorites coming back to the practice squad, which is great news.
Oh, yeah. Who we got?
Elijah Chatman and Dante Turbo Miller.
Yes. Chatman, the undersized DT, but tenacious, heavy hands, that motor. Even played some fullback. He's staying.
He is.
And Turbo, Dante Miller. Lightning in a bottle. Had that crazy 7-for-7 receiving day in preseason. He's sticking around too. As a fan, that's awesome news. What value do they bring, even from the PS?
Well, Turbo's receiving skills clearly caught their eye. Having him as insurance, especially with Scatebo maybe needing time, that's just smart.
Makes sense.
And Chatman, he's like a Swiss Army knife down there. Maybe shorter, but incredibly powerful hands, super high motor, and that versatility. You can't coach that stuff. These are the guys who become vital depth as the season wears on.
So the practice squad is crucial then. Development, depth, emergency guys ready to go. And you factor in international spots, the new rules. It really is like a functional, 70-man roster these days. Allows for way more planning.
Exactly right. It's an ongoing dynamic process. These moves, the practice squad signings, they seem quiet, but they're clutch. You build that strong bottom of the roster now so it doesn't crumble later.
Okay, so as we take our final sips here, what does this initial Giants roster truly represent? To me, the big takeaways are pretty clear. O-line stability is priority number one. Special teams are heavily, heavily emphasized. They're actively protecting young talent they want to develop. And yeah, the safety room, still a bit TBD, probably some moves come in.
I think that sums it up well. Zooming out, the foundation is laid. The coaching staff, they clearly have a plan, a specific vision. The tea leaves are settling. You can see the pattern. It reflects a multi-layered strategy.
It really does. It's built on depth, versatility, development. So the real question for you, for all the Giants fans listening, it isn't just if this team will win, but how this specific blueprint, this construction, how will it adapt? How will it thrive through the inevitable bumps and bruises of an NFL season?
Yeah.
What part of the strategy gets you most excited for the year? And maybe what's the biggest challenge you see this group facing based on how it's built?
That's definitely the question, isn't it? How well the plan holds up against reality. That's the excitement and the challenge of the season ahead.
Just wanted to say a massive thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Tea.
Absolutely. And, a huge shout out always to Black Freezy TV.
Oh,
For
definitely.
the fantastic programming, the production, everything that makes this possible.
Yep. Their work behind the scenes is just really appreciated.
It really is.
This has been Big Blue Tea.
Until next time.